Warning. Hello friends, my name is Molpe and I have made another game. It's the second game in my life and first time playing with the game maker. So I'm gonna take you through the whole process in this video. I've been playing Ludum Dare games for years and this is the first time I actually participated. I didn't make like a fully playable version in time. Well, I have made one level without anything that I wanted in it. Well, not anything. Well, let me start at the beginning. What you see right now over there on the screen, it's me learning how to work with Game Maker, and you can see that I started at the 5th of April at 9:30 p.m. So not a lot of time ahead of me, and I started to learn how to work with the game engine. It was a full whole day after the jam has started, and honestly I'm not in a place in my life where I could spend a whole weekend focused on a game. I had a lot of things to do during the weekend. I don't remember what I did, but I think I was at school one day, like a whole day, and then the other day we were somewhere with the kids or family or something like that. Anyways, I was not working on the game, and I started to work on it the last day of the jam at 9 p.m. Basically, we'll see it in the video somewhere. That's why I left the timestamps in, so you can see how I was working on this game. So, what I first wanted to learn, what I first wanted to do was to do platformer jumping game, because I didn't say that the theme of the Ludum Dare Jam is depths, and I thought like, that's amazing theme, because it has so many possibilities. You can do like really deep story about basically anything, like with ending like people meet for a reason, or I don't know, maybe it was meant to be, or something other deep that I would have made up. And my other thought was ocean. Ocean is deep and there's a lot of interesting fish and creatures down in the ocean that we could go like level by level down. And if you've ever played the Icy Tower, that's what I like had in mind when I was thinking about this game. And I asked my friend Ivcha to do the game with me, because she's a graphic designer, and she knows how to draw stuff, and I love her style and she's amazing. So I asked her to play with me and I was like, well, we can make like a visual novel with like really deep story. I know how to work with Ren'Py. I've made one game before in Ren'Py, so that would be an easy option. Or like ocean, or maybe space, or maybe we can go like deep inside a human's body, inside the brain. I don't know if I had any other deep ideas, but like when I saw the theme depths, my brain just like bursted with ideas. There were so many options, and she was like, I like the ocean, let's go with the ocean. And we both had the idea of the Icy Tower in our head. I tried to learn how to do that, and I didn't really find a lot of tutorials which would lead me in that direction. Maybe I would be able to do it now with what I know, but when I was back then at the beginning of this weekend, I was not sure that I can make it. So I was like, okay, let's make a platformer. There's a lot of tutorials on how to make platformers. Ivcha in the meantime was researching the deep sea creatures, as you can see on the screen right now, and she came up with like an idea. It's a few sketches of how the main character could look, which is absolutely adorable, and I love it. And I thought, oh my god, that's amazing, because we were talking about what the character could be, and we both agreed that it should be the anglerfish. And because the anglerfish is usually like the bad guy in stories, because it doesn't look very nice, it has the big teeth behind, and it eats other fish, so it's not like the good guy usually in stories. So we thought like, oh, that's deep, we're gonna make the normal bad guy into a good guy in our game, and we're gonna make them a main character. So this little fish that you saw was supposed to be like the main character, and it's supposed to be a baby fish which is looking for its mom, and the fish needs to pass a couple of levels. I was like, let's make like 10 levels, why not? And Ivcha was like, let's start with 3. So I've made my own sketch of all the levels. Don't mind the cat, don't mind the car and other stuff. They're just like, I thought just gonna be like a starting screen, 1, 2, 3 levels, and the ending screen. I'm gonna make an enemy which goes up and down, then a couple of enemies, so like the intensity and the level of hardness, difficulty increases with every level, and we can have some collectibles. And I also draw like little chests with stuff, and we were like, maybe we can put like motivational quotes in the dark, so when the fish gets to something that's not collectible or the end of the level, like the it's not final boss or enemy, it's like the a fish which is going to lead you to the next level, and if you pass all the levels you can get to your mom. And so we thought there are gonna be like motivational quotes popping up when you encounter something that is not collectible or the end of the level. And what you see right now on the screen, I was just playing. You see there's no fishes, there's nothing. I'm just literally learning step by step by the tutorial. I'm not trying anything new or exciting. I'm just trying to make it work, so I can learn what am I doing right now. It would be smarter to do this before the jam. I am not smart, very smart. I'm not very smart. So I didn't. So I started to learn this because I didn't know that I would like to do a game like this. In fact, my like goal when it comes to game making, I don't have a lot of goals, but there's one goal. We started to make a game with Ivcha like 4 to 5 years ago. We made like a script and we made like this whole options and stuff like that. But the best way to do that game, to make that game that we created like the script for, is to make a point and click game, and I don't know how to do that yet. So now I can do a platformer, and Ivcha had an excellent like point that she said, well, if it's a platformer, how is the fish jumping? The fish has no legs. How are we going to do it so it can jump? And I was like, well, we will figure it out later. I cannot like deal with this right now. I need to learn how to jump and move and not collide with walls. Well, collide with walls, but not get stuck on walls. And when I figure that out, we can learn how to how fish can jump, how to teach a fish jump. Well, we didn't. So this is the prototype of my first game that I have created. There's one level, then there is the second level. The collision masks are all off. You can see like it's extremely big for the player, the collision mask, and I didn't know how to make it better because the player, even in the tutorial, is a circle and there's no circle mask. So this is the game that I have created as a prototype, and now let's focus on my own game. Well, honestly, it's because when I was creating this game with the purple smiley face, I wanted to include lights, and that's the beginning of the end. I have started to make lights, and we agreed with Ivcha that it would be really cool if the light could be on a player and it could just reveal what the player sees. It would not go through the walls. It would be just like a circle with which doesn't go through the walls, the borders, the ground, or whatever you want to call it. And while I was trying to figure that out, I was playing with shaders and stuff, and then I was like, why am I playing with shaders? Maybe I can just download this other person's version and put it in my game. And I put it in my game and it stopped working completely. So I was like, okay, I need to start over. And also Ifcha was going through some stuff, and she was like, I cannot make the graphics in time. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna just make really simple graphics right in the game maker, which is, by the way, amazing that you can do that in the game maker, and you can do the pixel art, which kind of looks good even if it's really bad. As you can see, example A. So I've made like a couple of simple characters. I've made the player, and I think it's a really nice touch if there's like small details that move. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on the movement, so I made just the tail moving one way to another, and I've made like every couple of seconds the fish is going to blink with its pupils. Because I thought it's first it's cute, and second it's easier to do. It's easier to do than to close the whole huge eyes that I have on the fish right now. While I was doing this, while I was starting a completely new game, Ilcha was doing some more research on the deep sea creatures, which look absolutely adorable. And she came up with a new character which could be a goal for one of our levels. And I tried to replicate that character. You will see it in the future. It doesn't look nearly as cute as this one, but it's a fish. So I'm now we are starting all over, so this is like basically a second game that I have created, but this time I'm not messing up with like the scales. I'm not messing up with how big everything is. Like, for example, with the ground, with the walls that you see right here, I have had a genius idea that I'm gonna use the whole possibility, the whole square, to make it so there's nothing around it, so I don't need to worry about the collision and stuff. So smart. So this is our first goal, an octopus, extremely cute octopus. When I was young, I drew everything with huge eyes, and that's why this is my style. It's just like my this is me. This is Molpe. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I wanted to do the lighting, and for the love of everything, I could not figure out the lighting. I was trying. I gave up with the lightning before the end of the gym, because as you can see right now, it's 22:42 in the video when I'm making this. I'm starting a completely new game, and at 3 a.m. I'm supposed to upload it, so there's no time to be wasted. So I was making just like a really cute little characters. I probably wasted a lot of time creating those, but I was talking to Ifcha and we had some fun, and and I thought like, well, maybe we can still make it. At this point I was thinking that I can still make like a small 3-level game with an enemy, which I probably would if I would not spend so much time on the lights. Oh my god, the lights are haunting me right now. The idea is for a small anglerfish, baby anglerfish, to be lost in a sea, and it needs to find its mom, and you are supposed to guide it. So what I've managed to do is to create a player, create the walls, do the layout. I have even created like the first screen, the starting room, that's what you call it, probably, maybe, but you know what I mean. There's the start button, there's a help button, which actually gives you a helpful tip, like, you are the one who needs to help this little fish, go on and help it. And there is the quit button. By the way, the game doesn't have a quit button at the end, so if you finish the game, you cannot quit it. Yeah, that was totally the plan. I have managed to put in a music. I just I was really, it was like the last second, like 5 minutes before the 3 a.m. and I was so tired. I really wanted to just smack some music in the game and leave it be. So I did. So that's exactly what I did. And I put the Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven, which is my favorite one. I really like. Well, I love Beethoven. So I put the Moonlight Sonata. It starts at the beginning when you open the game, and it goes straight to finish. There are no sound effects. There's no soundtrack. Other soundtrack. Maybe we could do some sound effects in the future as well. They're collectibles. At each level, you have 3 shells that you need to collect. And you need to find them, collect them, and bring them to the final fish. There's not a lot of text. There's not a lot of instructions. It doesn't really tell you what you are supposed to do, even though I think it's fairly obvious if you have 3 shells and 1 fish, that you need to collect the shells and then find the fish. Or an octopus. I was actually also looking up deep sea creatures, so my drawings are, well, they're not accurate, but they are inspired by real life creatures which live in the ocean. There you have it. Yeah, so we have that. And I have made just 1 level, uploaded it. Goodbye. This is the end. After that, after the jam, I went back to the game because I'm kind of hyper focused on the lights, and I really wanted to make it work. So I, for the first time since I started this, and I cannot believe that I didn't do this sooner, but I used AI to help me with the coding, and it actually helped a little bit. It helped me. First, what I created was the ball of blackness at my player. Once something started to happen, it was a ball of blackness. Then I reverted it, and it was ball of whiteness right on my player. And then I finally managed to invert it, so there was a ball around the player, and you can see around a little bit, so you don't see the whole level, which I think brings a little bit more into the gameplay than when you see the whole level at the beginning and you see where are the collectibles and you just go there and collect stuff. It's kind of nicer when you don't see the whole level, but you can see through walls. And while I was trying to make like shaders and other clips and stuff, I never managed to do what I really wanted. With the shaders, I've eventually got the thing that I needed, but it slowed down the player really much, like, I don't know, 400%. Well, no, it was still moving, but really slowly. And I tried to optimize it, and nothing was working. I couldn't find a key to what I really wanted. I was working with the AI. There's not a lot of tutorials which would cover lights like this, and I've tried to follow a lot of tutorials, and neither brought me to successful end. So every time when I was like following the instructions exactly, there was something missing in the instructions. Like, for example, I don't know, it's like, well, you have to do this, and of course you have that setup. But I didn't have that setup because I didn't know that I need to have that setup. So, like, the tutorials, I don't want to badmouth them. They're amazing it's amazing that there are tutorials, because there's not a lot of them. So I really appreciate that. But they were not like covering what I needed and helping me really. So I used the AI, but the thing is that with the AI I got into a cycle, because not even AI could figure out how to make the lightings work, which is kind of fun. A lot of things that I've made, I was just doing. My thought was, I need this to work. So I don't care how this is going to look. Like for example, when I was creating the score, that on the left side of the screen you can see the score, how many shells do you have. And first I thought maybe I can have it like every time you collect a shell it will pop up like two more shells, or one more shelf, or you have 2 out of 3 or something like that. Didn't figure it out. So then I had the score in the left up corner of the game all the time, and I didn't know how to put a background under it, and I didn't want to waste my time with figuring out the background. So I just put a solid block in the game underneath it. It's not like generated with the text, it's just a solid block right there. If the text would move, or I know it would be longer or anything like that, the block stays the same. It's a solid block underneath the text. So stuff like that. Okay, I made like pictures out of the sprites and out of the stuff because I was kind of short on time already. I even tried to make the fish turn by the direction. If you go to right, it looks to right. If you go to left, it looks to left. It didn't work in this version because I was getting the code from like the space shooter or something like that, and surprise, surprise, it's not made for a game, this type of a game. Yeah. Somehow it deleted the collisions with the ground. I don't know why. Honestly, like when I was making this game, I was like, the code makes sense. It goes like one by one what I need the game maker to do. Why is it not working? What am I doing wrong? What should I delete? What should I add? And it was not like that I would have like a dot missing or a line missing or something like that. Like a couple of times it happened that I was missing a bracket or something, but that was not the main issue, and it's something that is easily solved. And the game maker tells you, like, I was expecting a bracket, it's not there, I need my bracket to be working. But the other issues were like I could not figure it out. Like for example, it makes no sense to me why if you want to like set the speed, you have to go plus equals 1. Why is it not equals plus 1? This is like what my mathematical mind has troubles with understanding. So maybe I'm just putting the numbers in wrong and the information for the game maker in the wrong direction, for wrong order maybe. Yeah, so we are nearing not the end, but we are nearing the part where I actually finished the game and uploaded it. I wanted to put a text there like you need 3 shells, collect 3 shells. I did not figure out how to do it, so I placed picture with 3 shells in, so everyone knows what they're looking for. And at the end, when I managed to put the lights in, so the whole thing is dark, like black, you don't even see this picture anymore, so yay. What I'm really proud of is that when you collect less than 3 shells, it doesn't let you proceed to the next level. Really glad about that. Also, I'm really glad that the scoring system resets after every level, because I was afraid that it's gonna like add up like the shells, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3 and then 4, 5, 6, and I would have to set the different number for each level. But it was not like I can count to 3, I can add 3 and 3 together, that's 6. And another 3 is 9. I think I would actually manage that, but I'm glad that I didn't have to that the game maker. It's fairly easy to work with the Game Maker. Maybe it would be easier with the graphic version of it. I really need to try to work with the graphic version, because I was like, I like to write code, I want to write my own code, and sometimes it was really nice for me that I could put in the code that I needed, and I think I was a little more free thanks to it, but also I didn't know. I think when I'm starting, or if you're starting, you should go with the graphic version, because you have all the commands there and you can just drag and place them, and it will help you. I think it helps you more with what you want. If you go with this text version, let's say, you have more options. You can really specify what you want or what you need and stuff like that, but you cannot you don't see the code, you don't see what are the options for you, so it was a little harder for me, I guess. I think I never tried the graphic version, so maybe I'm just saying really stupid stuff right now. I tried. Okay, so yeah, here are the lights. Finally we are getting to the lighting. I also managed to do like a fading circle. It's not the transition is not fluid, but it's like circle, 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 from the brightest to the less bright, and more faded until it's dark. But it's kind of nice. So that's the one that I eventually went with. After a little bit, the AI had a genius idea that we could make it like not the light goes in rays, not rays of light, but like maybe triangles, so it would be easier for the game to generate it, and it would be easier to optimize, which was true. But it had like a very bumpy surroundings. Like every time the light hit a wall, it would have, you could see like the triangles being generated. Well, if you know as triangles, they're triangles, but if you didn't know, it would be really bumpy. So I decided that I'm not going to use that one. And if you have any suggestions about the lighting in Game Maker, I want it not to be circles. I want it to just fade out without the circles. I don't know how to do it yet. I'm working in circles in my lighting right now. So this is way after the jam. Like for the jam, I literally created one level, fully visible, no lighting. It works, I think, I hope to say. After the jam version, I created 2 more levels. I'm still working on it, but I wanted to share this experience with you, because right now I'm going to play a couple of Ludum Dare games, and I wanted the first game that I'm going to show you to be my own. There's gonna be a link in the description if you want to visit the Ludum Dare page or the Itch.io page. I recommend you download the version 3.0. It's not the jam version. Do not vote based on the after jam version, or maybe you can vote for it in the new category, the 3-week category. Because this is where I stopped. This is where I created it, but I think the last category is just like for fun, not voting. I don't remember. Anyways, I'm gonna show you the final game that I have right now. I'm gonna still work on more collectibles. I'm gonna still work on some pop-up windows and stuff. And don't forget to leave me a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Love you. Bye.